Mr. Sampson, it's good to have you. Welcome.
Good to be here.
What do you think the protests this week will do to help galvanize racial equality across the tech world? Or is the issue just so big and complex? I mean, certainly this would seem to add urgency. We just actually had Alexis Ohanian say he's stepping down from the board of Reddit so that his seat can possibly be replaced by a black candidate. Are those the kinds of moves that you would like to see more of?
Absolutely. This is a solvable opportunity. You know, in response to the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, tech companies and venture funds and startup communities are making these statements of solidarity. Sherelle Dorsey at The Plug Insights has been capturing these public statements, and I've been doing interviews on phone calls with technology companies. And my colleagues are now starting to ask big tech, venture funds, and startup communities, what are you going to actually do at scale to create not just racial equality, but equity in the ecosystem that is driving the future of work and the fourth industrial revolution and beyond. And as my colleague Arlen Hamilton said, it's something. Something is better than nothing, but it's not enough, and it is not equity. And so if tech companies, large and small, want to create racial equity, now is the time to do it, and we're ready to help them make that happen.
I thought it was interesting that you said the work from home trend could help a lot on this front, perhaps by broadening where people can hire from and maybe the kinds of places that they're looking. Is that right?
It's absolutely correct. You know, because most of us have been sheltering in place, and we're seeing this disruptive move towards work from home, learn from home, start from home, and invest from home. There's an incredible opportunity to invest billions of dollars in the reskilling of Americans remotely. Right now, we have 30 students from Brooklyn, New York to Beaumont, Texas, going through our Momentum at Morehouse with OHUB Python Bootcamp. And in 12 weeks, we'll have 30 people ready to go into the workforce, even if remotely. My call after this time with you is to talk about how do we scale that to tens of thousands a year, because you can learn these skills. They don't all require a college degree. Mm-hmm. You can learn these skills and be to work in 12 to 16 weeks.
What about the venture capital world and some of those kind of investment positions? How do you think that more people can get into those worlds? I mean, is it an issue of college pedigree? Is it an issue of networking? What do you think are the barriers, and who would you say is doing a really good job of overcoming them?
Absolutely. You know, you've got groups that I'm a part of, like Black VC. We have our 100 Black Angels and Allies Fund that are doing work in that respective area. But we really must have partnership from the LP community. The limited partners must ask their general partners to hire Black and to write checks to Black venture funds, to Black founders, and what we call the family of startup ecosystem communities. If you want to solve it, it is actually solve it. I mean, think about it like this. 75% of venture-backed companies, for whatever reasons, don't make it. That means they fail. So when we bet on these companies, we know that 75% of them may not make it. Imagine if we could shift 25 to 30% of that capital into Black founders, funds, and the family of ecosystem building companies. Yeah. The data shows that when you have ethnic minorities, Black and Latinx founders or product makers or decision makers in a firm, the economic output, according to McKinsey & Company, is 35% more. Add gender into the equation, and it's 15% on that. As an investor who is looking for a return on their investment, to get a 50% potential return on your investment just makes good investment sense. Yeah. It's not charity. It's not help. It's an investment thesis that will return multi-generational wealth to the Black community, but also to the investors that invest in those communities as well.
Rodney, we have to go. I so badly want to ask you just one tiny little question. I know you're big on crypto. Does that help or hurt the communities you're talking about? If you can, in like 2 seconds.
Absolutely. I think the future is blockchain. The future is crypto. And there's an incredible opportunity to learn how to code on the blockchain, but also how to invest small amounts of money. Of course, you know, at Draper Gordon Home, we're giving out $1 million in crypto for people to register to our upcoming conference in October.
Got it.
And so we're going to give them some Bitcoin for them to get started and to learn how these digital currencies may be a part of the fourth industrial revolution and beyond.
Interesting. So much good stuff, Rodney. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.